Hello everyone, myself Shilpa from St. Georgia Girls School. Welcome to this video, Transfer of Heat Part 1. Transfer of heat. Heat generally flows or transfer from a body of high temperature to a body of low temperature. This generally takes place in three methods: conduction, convection and radiation. Conduction. Here heat transfer takes place through a direct contact. Convection. Here heat transfer takes place in a moving fluid. Radiation. Heat transfer through electromagnetic waves. Conduction requires a medium for the transfer of heat. It is not possible in vacuum. So it takes place in solid, liquid or gas. Convection. Convection can take place either in liquid or gas, while radiation, it can occur in vacuum also. It does not require any medium to flow. Conduction. The process by which heat transfer from one body to another body, from higher temperature to lower temperature. This is called conduction. Conduction generally requires a medium for the transfer of heat. It is not possible in vacuum. As for example, the metal object become hot when they come in contact with hot liquid or solid. For example, an iron nail becomes hot when we left it undisturbed inside a hot water container. This happens because the heat from the hot liquid is transferred to the iron nail. Below is an activity given. When we heat solid metal, their particles vibrate vigorously. These vibrating particles collide with their neighboring particles and pass on their energy to the other. These neighboring particles thus start moving faster and the process continues. This is how conduction takes place. The two basic conditions required for the conduction of heat are: first, there should be two bodies which are in contact with each other. Second, both the bodies should have different temperature. That is, one body should be high temperature and second body should be of low temperature. These are the few examples of conduction. Do all materials conduct heat in the same way? No. We will discuss here two types of material: conductor and insulator. We will discuss thermal conductor and thermal insulator. Thermal means heat. So here, what is thermal conductor? The material that allow the heat energy to pass through them easily are called thermal conductor or conductors. Most metals are good conductor of heat. This is why they are used for making cooking utensils, heating rods, etc. Metals are generally have free electrons. These electrons can move easily from one end of a substance to the other end. Among all the metals, silver is the best conductor of heat. Now, thermal insulator or insulator. The material that do not allow the heat energy to pass through them easily are called insulator. As for example, cloth, rubber, plastic, wood. Liquid and gases are generally poor conductor of heat. The material that trap air are excellent insulator like wool, fur, feather, etc. Here are the few examples of thermal conductor. Here are the few examples of thermal insulator. Few examples of good conductor of heat. Here we will discuss few applications of insulator in daily life. We prefer woolen clothes in winter season. You know why? Because wool is a good insulator. It traps air, which is an insulator. It prevents the heat escape from the inside to outside the environment, and also it prevents the entering of coldness from outside the environment to inside of the body. That's why wool is a good insulator. Next is bakelite. Bakelite is a type of hard plastic which is used to make handles of cooking utensils to protect our hands from the heat while cooking, because they are good insulator. They do not conduct heat. Assignment for the topic. Today in this video we will discuss second method of transfer of heat, that is convection. Convection, it is the process in which the transfer of energy takes place by the movement of the fluid particles. Now, how does this convectional current set up? For example, water in a container is being heated. When the water at the bottom of the container heated, its particles move vigorously and move apart from each other, result in the less number of particles present there, which makes the air less dense. The warm air is light and rises up. The cool air present at the top of the container become more dense and gets sink at the bottom of the container. This cycle continues and a convectional current set up. There are few examples of convectional current: sea breeze and land breeze. In sea breeze, during the day, the land gets heated more quickly than water. This is because the land is better conductor of heat than water. The air above land gets warm. This warm air expands and moves upwards. Meanwhile, water takes longer time to heat up. The air above the sea remains relatively cool. This cool air above the sea surface moves towards the land to fill the space that is emptied by the warm air. This flow of cool air from sea towards the land is called sea breeze. That means the breeze means cool air. So the cool air which flow from the seaside, that is sea breeze. It always occur during the daytime, just because in daytime the land gets heated quickly than the water. Land breeze. During night, the land cools quickly, but the sea takes more time to cool and remains hot. So, the air above the land is cooler than the air above the sea. The warm air above the sea surface rises up. The cool air above the land surface moves towards the sea to fill the space that is emptied by the warm air. This flow of air from the land towards the sea is called as land breeze. Remember, sea breeze will always occur during the day and land breeze will always occur during the night, because at daytime land gets heated quickly than the water, and during night the land cools quickly than the water. One application of convection is electric kettle. In electric kettle, the heating element is always placed at the bottom of the kettle. The water present at the bottom gets heated up, and being less dense, it rises up. The cool water present at the top of the kettle, being more dense, gets sink at the bottom. In this convectional current setup to heat the water. Here is one more application of convection. Freezer placed at the top of the fridge. When freezer cools the air at the top, this cool air gets sink at the bottom of the fridge, because it is heavier than the warm air. The warm air present at the bottom of the fridge being lighter in weight, it rises up. Then it again cooled by freezer. In this convectional current setup inside the fridge, which makes the food cool. Another applications of convections are as follows. Why air conditioners are installed near the ceiling of the room? Air conditioners are installed near the ceiling of the room because they release cool dry air into the room. As cool air is denser, it sinks, while the warmer air present in the room, being less dense, lighten and rises up. This process continues and results in effective cooling of the room. Next is exhaust fan. Exhaust fan are generally fitted near the ceiling of the kitchen. You know why? Because they ensure the escape of hot air and gases that rises up. Assignment for the topic.